Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kryptonite, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello, Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone. Let's dive in. Boris, everyone wants to know what's going on with Bitcoin. Is this the end of the bull run, and what can we expect here?
Yeah, it's over. It's finished. We're at the end. Yeah, no, it's a small correction, and it's actually healthy. You need those whenever it goes up and up and up. But I think those corrections are always kind of short-lived. But right now, it's correcting. Some people are trying to buy some cheaper Bitcoin, and that's pretty much what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense, Boris. And with this correction, where do you think the price will go, or what are your expectations with the Bitcoin price now with this correction?
There's so much tailwind on Bitcoin and so little headwind that it's probably going to be short-lived. It's a matter of a day or two, maybe a few days, but it's probably not going to last very long at all, because who's the crazy person who's going to be like, oh yeah, let me sell my Bitcoins to try to bring the price down, and then what, they buy back, or somebody buys back before they do and they get screwed. So when you see, for instance, Michael Sellers bought another 5.5 billion dollars worth of Bitcoin. He just bought the production. He bought 55,500 Bitcoins, which is pretty much the production of the next 4 months, just this Sunday. And then before that, he bought several billion at the beginning of the month and then the middle of the month. I mean, he's buying, buying, buying. There's just so much buying pressure that there is really very little for Bitcoin to come down. So as far as going down, it's possible it goes back down to, it went down to 91 this morning, and it could go back down there. It could even go slightly below 90,000. But even that is going to be very short-lived and very difficult, because no one's going to be crazy enough to say, yeah, let me keep on selling. Because on the other side, you'll have guys like Seller and the BlackRock ETFs and other ETFs and other governments and different retirement funds that are like, well, great, there's a buying opportunity. They're all going to jump on it. So very, very short-lived. And it's good because that gives us more energy to go back up and finally break the 100,000. So yeah, in my opinion, this is going to be short-lived. December, especially in a bull run, December is one of the best months. So it's right around the corner. Uh, so I think we're going to see some amazing numbers probably next month.
No, I appreciate it, Boris. And you kind of answered my first half of my last question for you today when do you see this correction, kind of ending and, things going back to normal? But my second part to that question is where do you see Bitcoin going, Boris? Do you see it hitting over 100K when the correction's done and all that? And where do you see it in Q1 next year?
Yeah, when we get to those big round numbers like 10K, or even 1K when it happened back in 2017, usually people fear like, oh my God, this is it. We have reached, the top. It's $1,000. I mean, how much further can it go? And here we are at 94,000 right now. Uh, but the same with 100K. It's a very psychological number. So we might see a little bit of fear and profit taking and this and that. So we might see going up to 110, then maybe coming back down to 99, 98, and then breaking it again, and then eventually breaking above and going all the way to much higher numbers. Personally, I think that most conservative people think that Bitcoin will stop or it'll reach 120K, and then it'll probably hover around 120K for a while. Some other think that we're looking at 150, 200, 250. probably the most advanced one are saying, all the way up to 300. I think that we can reach close to 200, maybe between 180 and 200 would be kind of a sweet spot. So we pretty much would double from where we are at today. I think those are, probably the numbers we're going to see by the end of Q1, beginning of Q2, 2025. So that's where I think that it's going to take us is probably 180 to 200K, and then a correct, most likely, because there'll be some profit taking, etc. And along the way, on the way up, don't be surprised that we go up to maybe 130 at some point and then correct back down to 120 or 110. That's always healthy anyway. But this thing is going just up because the amount of money that's being poured in doesn't seem to stop. It's getting crazier and crazier. This is it, this is the year, this is the bull run where things are going way beyond anything else because of the interest from the big boys, because it's not retail anymore that's going to make this market. If it was only retail, we'd probably be around $40,000-$50,000 right now. It's because of the big companies, more and more companies as well, and they've all come out, are copying MicroStrategy by putting their cash reserves in Bitcoin. So the buying pressure is endless. And the last thing is, we've already talked about it before, the reserves that are on the exchanges is getting very low, extremely low. And we are probably 1 to 2 months max from a price shock. And the price shock happens the day there is nothing left on the exchange, and ETFs, which they are required by law to buy those coins, because if people keep on pouring money in, it's an ETF, so they have to buy the asset. They have no choice. MicroStrategy has a choice. They don't have to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, but ETFs don't have that choice. And that means that at that point, if there's nothing left on the exchange, Coinbase is empty, Binance is empty, everybody's empty, then they have to go on the actual trading markets. And of course, if no one wants to sell, then that's where you get a price shock, because suddenly they say, okay, let me buy it for 130. No one wants to sell. And they have to buy 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 Bitcoins. No one wants to sell, but they have to keep on raising the price until somebody finally sells to them. And that's where you could see extremely big candles going up when that happens. So keep that in mind. And we're getting very, very close to it. Like I said, we're anywhere between 1 to 2 months away from that price shock at the rate at which things are going right now. So that's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next. But my possible prediction, is, I'm not a guru. I don't guess numbers, but I see that we have good chances of reaching numbers at least north of $180,000 per Bitcoin.
Awesome. Thank you, Boris.
Well, thank you, Colton. Thank you, and thank you, everyone. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video.
I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.